Well, we knew the win streak had to end sometime, right? I mean, it is what it is. Nobody wins every single game that they play. It's just part of football. But I mean, I'm just not really happy personally with the way that the win streak ended. I've said it dozens and dozens of times. You guys know this. I can handle a loss. I can accept a loss if we have a good performance. But what I cannot abide, what I cannot accept is a shit performance. And make no mistake, it was not a good performance yesterday. Man United leave it late to salvage a point on the road to West Ham. And today we're just going to react to the match, to react to some of the performances individually. I've got a couple thoughts I want to share. Obviously, Dylan will be here as well. And of course, we want your thoughts as too, because obviously, guys, this is your channel more than anything. But we're going to kick things off with some news to start as well. So make sure to like, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, check those memberships as well. Let's get stuck in, you guys. What's going on, Dylan?
Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Shout out to Emma. You're driving, don't text. So just shout
Don't
out.
text and drive. Yes, don't text and drive, you guys. It's dangerous. It's so and illegal in Michigan, at least. I don't know what it's like
Yeah.
in Illinois, but it's illegal here. But how's your day going, man?
Good. Been a busy day, tiring day, but glad to be here. Always glad to be here when we get
Yeah,
together.
I mean, long time no see. We did end up hanging
I know,
out
right?
yesterday, watching the match at a pub downtown, not that far from us. Not, I mean,
Mhm.
that's why we go to pubs, right? Because the Guinness does help make this a little easier to
Oh, yeah.
swallow. But I can't wait to hear some of your thoughts. Another day removed. Obviously, you and I talked a lot during the match, talked a little after the match. This is the first time we've seen each other since, so we'll see how it goes. Let me jump in the chat first, see who's involved, you guys. Box is in the house. Big up, Box, man. Good to see you again.
So, box.
Hope you're doing well. Danny B, of course, always in the house. Big up, Danny. Yes,
Hello,
please do hit
hello.
those like buttons for me, please. Box, we're gonna get to it, bud. Box has a habit of wanting to skip to the end. He wants to peak at the end. big up, big up, Shanta. Good to see you again, my friend. Um, Box says Sesko could start. Ahmad bench player. We're gonna talk about that because we had some thoughts on that during the match yesterday as well, man. Yeah, we knew that somebody was gonna bring it up. Honestly, I didn't really look at this Shanta until just a couple minutes before going live. I've been running around doing a lot of stuff. I literally just got home from a haircut not that long ago. So, because unlike some people, I actually got to get my haircut today. Me and the entire West Ham squad, by the way, too. If you happen to see that video going around on TikTok, but but I'm not gonna let a little draw ruin my haircut. But yeah, I'm not gonna get in too much about it, Box. All I'll say about this, and Dylan, you can share your thoughts real quick if you want. All I'll say is that his comments, I can't imagine that that's going to be well received by some members of the squad who aren't born in England. But I don't know. When you have thoughts on that at all, Dylan?
Yeah, I haven't really seen it. When you brought it up just before we came out, I was like, oh, that's new. Well,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. But again, I'm being American. There's not much that I have to say. Again, I just found out about it a couple minutes ago. So, um, but anyway, let's talk about some news first, because we did have a couple little odds and ends popping up recently, some transfer news and some contract news. We got a bit of squad-related news that could impact our summer business. This coming from the Daily Mail, it's coming from Nathan Salt, but apparently United are expected to perhaps make Maguire a new contract offer after he has established himself as a key player under Carrick. Let's hope the two sides can reach an agreement over his new salary and the length of the contract. How do you feel about that, Dylan?
as long as he's willing to understand that he's not going to get all the playing time as that he's been more of a starter. He's on high wages for us. As long as he knows he's going to have to take a pay cut, as long as he knows he's not going to get the same amount of time, I'm good with it. He's a good veteran presence. He can come in, he can do a job. Um, Somebody that knows the game well for us, been part of the club. He'll be a good influence on the younger players. So yeah, as long as we hit all those things, I have no problem with this move. And we were talking about it yesterday. We were kind of hearing, we saw some reports about that. I mean, if we don't necessarily have to get another center back and we can concentrate on the midfield, maybe
Yeah.
get some fullbacks, maybe a left sided attacker, that could help a lot. So
Yeah, new right back would be great. Yeah, honestly, and also I swear to God, guys, we did not know that we were going to wear the same shirt today. Just FYI. But if you do like the shirts, if maybe seeing double is making you want to go, like they are available in the UVE store. There is a link in the video description. But
mhm.
on Maguire's contract, you guys let us know what you guys think about potentially giving Maguire a contract extension. I don't have a problem with it. Like you said, if there's a wage cut involved, it is what it is. Everybody's on lower wages this year because of no Champions League. Now, what does that mean with Champions League qualification in terms of it? I do think that we have other priorities right now. Yet we've if Maguire leaves, we've got 4 first team center backs. If he stays, that means we've got 5 first team center backs. We don't know what's going on with Delit. Um, Leacha seems fine, but you just kind of never know. Technically, I guess Shaw could also play center back as well, but I'd rather not have to go and get a center back if that's maybe what the club was going to think. But because, like you said, we've got other priorities. We need a couple midfielders, a left winger, probably a couple fullbacks, probably. So it seems like we're always in need of like 5 players. But that's what happens when the club is poorly run. What were you saying?
No, I was just agreeing with you. He's like, yeah, we need so much, and it's just where do we start? So that's why I'm like, if we can eliminate one of them and just kind of say, okay, we'll deal with that. Perfect.
Yeah, Danny's not a fan. He wants all the old heads gone. Shaw and Dallo have the 2 longest serving members of the squad so far. Shaw's been here 11 years. Dallo's been here 8 years. Yeah, both of those I wouldn't have a problem with if they went
Hmm.
because, but I do think we need to go hard. We need if Shaw and Dallo went, which I don't have a problem with. We need 2 fullbacks. We still need 2 midfielders and probably a left winger and maybe a backup striker if Xerxes leaves as well. So again, the needs are becoming many as a way, but I just don't know what I worried about with this. And you can let me know your thoughts in the chat. And Dylan, I want to know your thoughts. All the talk was there wasn't really a whole lot of talk going on. His contract's running out. We're leaving it pretty late, right? Now we've got this issue with Delit's back. Are you worried at all about maybe behind the scenes Delit's issue is a little worrisome, and that's why we're trying to lock this down?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
Delict being
think that
out
could
for
be it?
this long, he's had issues with injuries before, so that is concerning to me. Just to say, like, okay, like Delict's down, like we're down to those four.
Yeah.
Okay, with what we have, we're kind of bare bones on certain spots here because one of them goes down now. We only have Leacha or Harry, and then 2 young defenders. Not that Lenny or Aiden couldn't do it. It's just they're young and they're going to make mistakes because they're still learning everything. But yeah, that I can totally see this being a reaction to um, Dillit's injury. So, which I'm fine with. Again, is if we can get this done and then work on. I mean, we've been calling out for a midfielder, and I brought that up before here. If we can get the center back part done and then just focus on getting midfield help,
Yeah.
I take that as a step in the right direction. So,
Yeah, and you and I are both putting on our director of football hats next week. Now I know that we talked about last week, maybe doing that this week. I didn't realize last week that we were going to go on almost 2 weeks without football. So we're going to
mhm.
save the 200 million pound rebuild for next week's kickabout because we got to fill some time, right? So we got a scout report to do. We'll do the $2 million rebuild, and obviously we'll preview the match. I didn't realize the Everton match is until Monday too.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Oh, it's gonna be so boring. So we got to fill that emptiness somehow, folks. So we'll keep a lookout for that as well. Box is not sure about the new contract. I would look to buy a new CB though. Well, Box, you could have your wish because look at these little segues that I build into my notes, man. Because we have also been linked to a young center back as well. His name is Seti Quinta, and it's coming from Simon Jones. That says we are following Tromso defensive prospect Seti Quinta, playing for Tromso. 19 years old. Honestly, if this kid right here is 19 years old, then so am I. I mean, look at this. Look at this guy. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous,
yeah,
dude.
he's a little scary. Like he looks solid.
That's the dude was
Yeah,
born like a teenager. It's ridiculous.
yeah,
He's a good looking little center back, though. He's got pace, he's got power, he's left footed, he's very, very good on the ball. He can also play left back, but the problem is that is literally what Kukonki is. It's kind of like Aiden Heaven a little bit as well. It seems a bit redundant to get another young left footer who's 19. So he's like a first team ready player. I've seen 4 million being quoted as a price tag. I'd rather just like promote Kokonki at that point.
Mhm.
Kokonki, I don't know if you guys watch a lot of the academy. Kokonki he is a Joshko Vardiol. He is not a straight up, I'm going to sit here on the left side of the fence. He is mainly plays left back in the academy, and he's huge. Like, he's absolutely huge. But he's like a Thomas Meunier, if you guys remember that big ass Belgian fullback. He is constantly bombing up the pitch. He's constantly putting balls in the box. He's a very, very pacey for his size as well. Um, Jarvis says he's good. Well, I'm sure Jarvis may have spoken about him already. I mean, he's good. Is he something that we need, though, is the question. That is my question. Box doesn't want any more young CBs. Where do you stand on some of because we've brought a couple in recently, Dylan. Yoro, Heaven as well. Do you feel like another 19-year-old is something that we need?
I don't know. I mean, I'd be okay with it, but I don't really see where he's going to play is the hard part because we already have Euro, we already have Heaven. If we want to promote youth and we want to get Kakonki going, he's going to get in the way of that because I'd like to see more youth playing. I think what we've seen this year has been good. We've seen um, uh, glimmers of hope, but also like some very exciting moments with Shea Lacey hitting the post twice. We saw
Mm,
Jack and Tyler Fletcher look both good in their debuts.
yeah,
Montato looked okay. We saw him come on for his debut against Wolves. He looked
yeah,
he was struggling, but that was a game that he just kind of came in there to be some sort of spark. So
yeah.
I'd rather keep going with the youth if we can, and I think
Montato,
we've got. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Montato is one of those ones where definitely looks almost too good for the academy level, but is not.
Mhm.
And I don't think he's not quite
Yeah.
ready for first team Premier League football yet. He's definitely one who maybe next year I would maybe think about sending on a loan, um, and see how he does. But he's really really good. He's very 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 good.
Yes.
Comison, another one that you guys know I go on and on. But big up Rever, welcome back, bud. Just wants to sort out the midfield first, keep Maguire and reduce wages. Yeah, Maguire's. I don't have a problem with it personally. We've got a lot of defenders. Danny wants to know about thoughts on Senesi for free. Where's he going to play? Senesi. I like Senesi. I liked him when he was still playing in the Eredivisie at Feyenoord. I think he's a very good center back. But if Amorim were still here, yeah, probably right. He's playing three center backs, right? But where would he play? We've got Licha, we've got the Lit, we've got Yora, we've got Heaven. You bring in Senesi and let Maguire go. Senesi's going to want to play. And I don't think with everyone fit, I wouldn't start him over anybody else that we have. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, same sort of thing. I don't know where he's going to play. Um, but if maybe if your plan is to let Maguire go, yeah, bring him in and then get him bedded in with the group, and then you have less that he has to get used to. But I
Yeah.
don't see that.
That means he's going to become third choice probably. And then what, Heaven goes on loan? Because I mean, that would be. I mean, Heaven needs to play, and
Yeah,
if he's not, I worry that if we're going to bring in Senesi and then send Heaven on loan, when I think Heavens look really really good. Yeah, center back to me right now is not, in my opinion, is not a major priority for me at the moment. But again, I'm not the club, so I don't have a problem with Maguire staying on reduced wages. It's like you said, as long as he knows he's not starting it. But again, everybody, the players pick the team and the training and the performances, so he very well could. He's keeping Euro out. He's keeping Heaven out right now. So, um, Roman, welcome back. He wants two attacking fullbacks, a midfield overhaul, skilled left winger next season. Well, yeah, we're going to be doing a 200 million rebuild on the next week's Kickabout episode. Dylan and I get 200 million. That's 100 million of the reported budget, and then another roughly 100 million from the sales of like Hoyland, Sancho off the books, Casemiro off the books, Rashford going as well, Onana going. Don't forget about that as well. So all that we've rounded up to about 200 million. So Dylan and I got a little creative. You guys know me. I have some free signings in there as well. So you guys know how I stretch my money. I think I'd be a really good director of football, personally. um, do you have any of your picks yet, Dylan? No spoilers.
I mean we've talked about a few of them already
Yeah,
before, so
it's hard. I keep
you guys
changing
could
my
probably
mind on some of them.
yeah. You guys could probably figure out one of them. The other ones I'm going to have to do a little bit of a deeper dive on.
Yeah, I think the hardest part would be coming up with how much we think these players would cost, because there's a lot of
Yeah,
what's being reported, but I don't think that we're going to have to pay with what's reported. But
no.
um, Danny says, I want Doof Anderson not set on the rest. Yeah, well, the Doof situation, I like Doof. I just don't. Depends on what happens with West Ham and depends on what happens with Dorgu. Like if Dorgu plays
Yep.
left wing or left back, these are hard things. This is why I don't envy directors of football and stuff because these are decisions you have to make. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about another. We've been linked to so many young players. I don't have a problem with it, but this guy seems like that cusp of he's probably too old to go down to the academy. He's playing first team football, but I don't know if he's ready for a step up. So if it would be something that we would sign, he would have to go play with the under 21s for a hot second. Um, but what are you going to do? All right, let's get this off the screen and let's talk a little bit about this match, right? Because obviously we had a match yesterday. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe while we dive in. We did have a match yesterday. You wouldn't know it because we didn't really show up, quite frankly. But we did have a match yesterday, and we drew 1-1 with a very stubborn West Ham side, a very stodgy, as Carl Anka said earlier on the Talk of the Devils podcast side. And it wasn't a great performance. I don't think we travel well in general. I thought we looked tired. I thought we looked just cautious, a little slow. Obviously, what were your thoughts like overall on some of that performance?
The fatigue factor, we both said that like within the first 5 minutes, we were like, the ball's not going around. They're not making moves. They look tired. So I'm not
Yeah,
sure if it was coming down to London or something else, but it's just they looked exhausted. So and maybe it was the pressure of maybe they were like, we're on a winning streak, we want to keep it going, we should win. They let it get in their head and they were playing tight and they were playing
yeah,
anxious. Um, but yeah, the ball wasn't pinging about as well. I mean, passing started to get there as the game moved on. They loosened up a little bit, but yeah, the beginning
yeah.
was not good.
And because they gave us a lot more room, and that's kind of what we said. We said in the preview, you and I were talking, like, if they get a goal first, this could turn into Everton all over again.
Mhm.
They're just going to, like, or Spurs in the final. They're just going to sit back. They're already going to sit back. I mean, to their credit, they pressed high up the pitch, but they're already going to sit back in that and make it difficult to play through. And it didn't help that we were so slow in the buildup. How many times have I complained? And we complained about this a lot under Amorim. Like, it's too slow. You
Well,
cannot
and
play against a side like this and not move the ball quickly.
it's funny you say that because how many times did I say that yesterday? I'm like, this feels like Amarin ball again.
Yep.
Like, wait to get it going, let them all get back. It was really frustrating to to see where you'd see runners go, and even if it didn't work, we just waited, and I'm like, that's we knew that was going to
Yeah.
be a problem, and
Yeah.
we let them all get back, and I'm like, no,
And
can't.
that to me is like, I can't say that that's a Carrick thing because we've seen the way Carrick has had us playing, right? It's just the players who get on the ball, they look up and then like it's a touch and it's a touch
Mhm.
and it's another touch and no one's running and no one's making any movement and no one's making any passes and no one's getting into space. It's like the players themselves just weren't like doing it. They weren't up for it, man. Um, I thought off the
It,
ball we
it,
were too narrow. Go ahead, sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say it seemed like they were a little surprised that West Ham was playing that narrow, like, and that
Yeah.
compact. I don't know if that they just didn't expect that because Fulham didn't. They're
I
like,
don't
oh,
know why they
West
didn't
Ham's playing
expect
at
it.
home. But
They could have watched my preview and they would have seen
I
like
I know, right?
but like we were too narrow too. I thought off the ball our fullbacks were moving a little too narrow, which
Hmm.
I thought was just inviting danger over and over again, especially with guys like Bowen and Somerville on the pitch. I
Yep.
don't know why we were getting so narrow, why we were getting so high up the pitch. I didn't think that our midfield was getting as involved as I would have liked. Bruno, Cobby, Casemiro. I don't recall them doing a whole lot till late in the second half. And the problem was we just weren't getting the ball to them because we were moving too slowly and they were being isolated basically. They were the passing lanes were getting cut off, and then they had to start dropping deep, these three, just to try to get on the ball, which really they didn't have to because I trust Leach on the ball. But I mean, this is like we're doing this a lot. Yes, I'll make it bigger so you guys can see.
Hmm.
Like this was what's going on where Leach is on the ball. Like he can do anything he needs to do, but like Cobby is right next to him, Bruno is right next to him, Casemiro is right in front of him. Like there's no one kind of being making themselves an option because like if he passes it to Cobby, what's going to happen? Cobby's going to maybe have to go off to the left, or he's just going to pass it back to him.
Yeah.
Like that's like, and again, everyone is dropping too. You could have, and even the attackers, like I said it at one point, I forget what minute it was. You could have thrown a blanket and covered all three of our attackers because they were playing in this same positions. They were getting into the same positions. It was really frustrating to watch. We just were moving the ball too slowly, and it just was
And
killing our attack. Go ahead.
it was very static. There was a
Yeah,
lot of like this. There was a lot of standing around. It was almost like they're afraid to make the pass. Um, that you saw it open up later in the game, but especially in the first half, there wasn't a lot of attempts to try to get through. The guys weren't making runs. Um, yeah, trying to and like you said, we weren't keeping things wide, but we also didn't have anybody to really get it to once we were in there. If we did have somebody making a run, three of the West Ham defenders surrounded him.
yeah,
So yeah, it was a lot of frustration and passing the ball back in static play that was frustrating.
yeah. And then even like we're getting, even when we got a chance to work that ball into their half, like we weren't doing anything with it. And then if we chose to, we're putting it in the box for who? For Ahmad? For Mbumo? Like a couple of the shortest players on the team. Again, we said at halftime, going into halftime, we were talking like Sesko needs to come on. Like I don't care who goes off, but Mbumo is a little bit redundant and Ahmad's a little redundant. Like we're not getting space to use their speed, so we just need to try to win headers from
Hmm.
Alaman's goal kick and maybe get some runners around Shesko, or we just need to work it up, get Shesko in the box, and put a ball in the box. Which once he was on, he was getting into good positions. We were stretching them a little bit by making overloads in wide spaces. And if I feel like if we just would have brought him on like 70 minutes, like to wait to bring on Chesko when it was clear from the first half that that's what was needed. Like that's like the one strike I had against Carrick yesterday, um, was that he just waited too long. And again, too slow is kind of the theme there. Um, but it was frustrating. It was just slow from everybody yesterday. It was really really pissing me off to no end, dude. Um, who had a good match? Did anybody have a good match?
I mean,
That
for
the
me,
fact that
Shesko
it's taking you
probably
so
had the best
long.
one because and he came on late. Shesko probably did. Lamans couldn't. He didn't really get to do a lot. He had that good save right at the beginning. Um, he kind of got left into nothing there with that goal that Suchek
Yeah.
scores. But I mean, he was didn't have a whole lot to do it either, besides some clearances and things like that. The one I'd say would I guess be Shesko because he came on and then it changed a little
Yeah.
bit and he got the goal with a beautiful strike. The fact that he got that in that top right corner. Um,
Yeah, that was like an absolute pearl of a shot. I mean, he
yeah,
just and it's be easy for him to lash at that, but his movement was great. The ball in was great, but he just and this is
yeah,
what so many people get wrong, and I see it so many times at the level I play at, like just casually, but like you even see it sometimes in professional. Like you don't really need to swing your leg at a lot of things. You don't really need to put a whole lot of force. All Seshko did was just meet that ball. He read the path, he met it where it needed to be, and then he just redirected it.
yep,
And that's all you don't even need to move your leg. You just open your
yep.
foot up, lock your ankle a little bit, and just redirect that. And his placement
Mhm.
couldn't have been more perfect. And that to me is that's solid. That's class finish, like Bach says, Latanesque. Yeah, that was a world class finish. I don't care how you slice it, but
Mhm.
Lamans. I mean, Lamans didn't have a whole lot to do. A couple saves to make on the night. Claimed a couple things. I thought maybe he could have smothered that ball in or got down a little lower to that ball in that found Shuchek. But I mean, the fact I blame that whole play on more on Shaw and Leacha than anything.
Yeah,
Um,
yep.
Speaking of Shaw, I mean, he somehow got Foot Mob's man of the match. Don't know how that happened.
I
I
don't
thought,
understand that one.
yeah, he's largely at fault for their goal. I thought. Not, and I know a lot of people are going on about that challenge that he stuck in. But even as you and I were watching it, what really struck out to me most, what the most glaring mistake in that whole run of play that built up to their goal was the fact that neither he or Leach had dealt with that long ball.
No.
They just it was kind of dropping in between them, but all one of them had to do was just come and deal with it. They both were just looking at each other and they
Yeah.
let it bounce, and that's what causes all the
And
problems.
yeah, and for two guys that they're both internationals and are
Yeah,
both. senior players. I mean, Leach is still younger, and he's like what 24. He's still on the younger end,
No,
but
he's like
still,
27.
is he really?
Yeah,
I don't know why I thought he was younger. Maybe it's because he's shorter. but but yeah, for both of
heightest.
them
Your
to
heightest.
I am heightest.
Graham
I'm part of the
Simmons.
short
Sorry.
group. But maybe it's, or yeah, they both just looked at it, and you could
Yeah.
see Bowen. It was Bowen behind him. I think it was just like, yeah, I got that. I'm going for it, no matter what. And
Yeah.
credit to him. I mean, Bowen went after it, and Shaw just got beat.
Yeah.
So, and so is
Like,
Leach too. So,
yeah. And just to me, that's just the basics of defending. That whole goal was just a breakdown in the basics of defending, not taking care of that ball, not like you let it bounce, and then the Shaw then tries to make up for it by going just completely mistiming that challenge, and he just completely takes himself out of the
yeah.
situation. And then it's just a simple cut to the box from the byline that just no one gets to, and Suchek just redirects it. Again, it doesn't take
Mhm.
much. And it's just the basics. And it's the kind of stuff we used to see under Ten Hag in terms of just defending in the box to simple cutbacks like that. It's the
Mhm.
same players. And it's super
Yep.
annoying. I mean, you can argue that otherwise the Shaw's numbers were fine. But again, I think what really shows it was how costly a single mistake can be. You don't get you don't get a whole lot of time, man. Buck says Shaw could have headed it, but Leach then sprinted towards our goal. Mainu not tracking Suchek. Totally, yeah. It was just again, it's the kind of errors that we've conceded, like we've put out there a lot this season, and we've defended, and then it's just a little moment of switching off, a
Yep.
little mistake, and they score. We've seen that many, many times. And again, that to me is not a Carrick thing. Carrick's not telling them to let that ball bounce. Carrick's not telling them to just let Suchek into the box. Carrick's not telling Mainu not to track back. Carrick did
Mhm.
everything, dude. Those are two experienced center backs, almost 60 years between them of age, who just let the simple thing happen, and I'm not happy about it
Yep.
at all. Um, we'll talk about Leach. I mean, we were already talking about Leach, but he was playmaker again on the night. I thought he just did very, very well in terms of just distributing, being the one to build up. Lot of passes. He's getting like triple digit passes and whatnot these last couple weeks. 5 of 8 duels on the night as well. Thought it was excellent. And then there's this little doodad we can watch together that
Oh,
completely
this was
sent
nice.
just bye. See you later.
Uh,
Oh man, I could watch that on repeat all day long.
mhm.
Just done. He's not even like worried at all. He's not even a little bit anxious or uncomfortable. He knows exactly what he's doing. You guys, I can't tell you how many times I've watched this today. It's so good, man. But that's what I love about Licha. He's very, very, very pressure. He's very, very good on the ball as well.
Mhm.
But that was world class right there as well. What about Maguire? What are your thoughts on Maguire? 5 out of 5 duels on the night. Came up with a clutch challenge late on to make up for a Diogo Dallo mistake. I was worried for a second he might have tweaked something. Looked like the camera kept focusing in on him and stuff. We took him off late on, but I'm not too worried about his replacement because Euro had an excellent cameo. What are your thoughts on Maguire last night?
He another solid performance. He didn't really do anything that was super like flashy or anything. Didn't have a clip like Leacha does. But
Mm,
again, that was one of those workmanlike performances for him, and you need those. Like that was a rough game just in terms of not a lot. We weren't doing a whole lot. We just had to stay. The defense just had to stay engaged, stay compact. So yeah, solid performance again from Harry.
yeah.
Um, just has to keep doing that. I mean, he's not putting a foot wrong yet. So and yeah, I hope that continues. So hopefully he can keep being a solid part of that defense.
Yeah, I mean, if he's fit, he's doing just fine. I mean, nothing really
Mhm.
I need to do for. I mean, again, the question is wages. So far, 75% of you
Yep.
would give him a new contract. 25% of you would not. Keep getting involved in the votes as we move along here. We're not really doing ratings. We're just kind of chatting about the individual performances real quick, and then I've got my 3 thoughts. You guys know I tend to do 3 thoughts. What about this guy, Double D himself, D squared
He
here?
he got done by Crescencio Somerville. Oh man, that was embarrassing. And I think that was getting to him. You could kind of see some of his confidence go with certain passing.
Yeah.
He started out a little more brightly, and then when Somerville got by him a couple times, you could see him. He was trying to. He was thinking too much about, can I make this move or do I need to stay back in case he gets
Yeah.
out? And he just, yeah, he did not have a great game. Um,
No. And
it,
that's
it
a
was,
symptom of not having great football IQ. He doesn't know when to stay, when to go, who to pick up, and things. I mean, he conceded a dangerous free kick with a challenge on Somerville just outside our box because, again, just gave him just that little bit too much space, and then got done on the wide on the near the touchline. And then obviously the same kind of goal we concede a lot is that left winger of theirs cutting in, and Dallo has to just slide in and make a reckless challenge. Thought he was back to his usual self. Poor passing we saw early on. Tried to play a ball to Ahmad that just way overhit. We've seen that many times. Poor defending, like we said. Um, and then you and I were talking about there was a play early on where Ahmad actually had the ball. Dallo was kind of making an overlapping run, and all Ahmad really had to do was just lay it off for him, and
yep,
he didn't do it. And
yep.
I speculated at the time, and you'll probably remember this. I don't think
I,
Ahmad trusts Dallo to put a decent ball into the box, and he didn't want to give him that ball when it was the
yeah.
easier option. Like, he completely ignored him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't blame him necessarily because I don't have confidence in Dallo putting a good ball. I don't mean we've seen Dallo fuck up a simple 5 yard pass to an overlap. Dallo's weakest game by far. Yeah, Dallo not having a great game. But Dallow's one you guys know for a while. I think that we definitely could upgrade on. We'll make money on Dallo. Like, we will. We only paid, I think, what, like 12, 13, 50 million for him. We could
Mm-hmm.
easily get twice that, and he can go play in the La Liga. He can go to Atletico. He can go wherever, and he'll be just fine.
Yeah.
I just his end product has never been good enough. His positional, like, again, comes from football IQ. It's not quite good enough. He's got the physicality. He's got the athleticism. There are times when you can see maybe he's got that attitude, like, that gets the crowd pumped up. But the things he does well, the individual moments, like, they're just too few far between. He's too
Yeah.
inconsistent. We have to do better than that. And so
Yep.
there are a lot of right backs. I would probably just start Mesraoui from now on, and even going into next season, maybe look to promote someone like Camison,
Mm-hmm.
Montato, and have them kind of rotate in. So, and then obviously maybe we can see how Mesraoui does over the next couple of years, because he's only like 27, I think, Mesraoui. So it's not like he's super old. But he was the best right back in the league under Ten Hag when we first signed him. Like, just put him back there. I don't know why he's not getting minutes. It's really annoying. Um,
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Talk about midfield, because, like I said, it was a quiet night for midfield, to be honest, altogether. I think it would have been better for them to kind of just, as we worked that ball into West Ham's half, they could have just kind of sat a little bit and swept up a little bit whenever West Ham cleared it. Just have a couple midfielders there to kind of just make sure that ball doesn't get into
Well,
our half, basically.
and for me, and this is what it seemed like this was a game where we could have had Kabi and Bruno switch a little bit,
Yeah.
where Kabi plays more up top and Bruno kind of stays back to help get the attack going.
Mm.
Um, because I noticed that when we switched to the back three with the last 10 minutes or so, that Bruno was dropping deeper, and it seemed like it was helping the attack get going. So, and we know Kabi's going to make those runs. Maybe there's, with uh, four guys making that run with Menu, with
Mm.
Cunha, with Mbumo and Ahmad, maybe we can get something out of that more so. And because, Bruno's going to come up eventually, or Kaz is going to get up there, but just something
Yeah.
to switch it off, change the look a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, we kind of did a little bit. That opportunity, obviously, Casemiro had. He was kind of the most advanced player. Mainu was the one who put the ball in,
Mm-hmm.
and literally just a millimeter offside by a kneecap.
Yeah.
It's super annoying that he, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into I'm not gonna start complaining about, like, Liverpool's goal from earlier in the season that was equally as, if not more, offside that they allowed for this whole 5 centimeter nonsense. But thought it was a bit harsh. He kind of could tell immediately. He was looking at his teammates, and he's kind of going like, I don't know if
Yeah.
that's. But 4 tackles for him on the night, 8 of 12 duels. Again, nearly had that goal.
Yeah.
Um, it's just
Solid
again,
performance for Cass. Just
yeah, it
solid.
just was
Getting stuck in.
not a good match for everybody in front of the defense because there's just no room for them to work
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. And
Um,
we said that there was it was static. There wasn't passing lanes. They couldn't get
yeah,
going anywhere.
it's
So
annoying. Box, I think Mizraoui is good enough. Like I said, when we first signed him, he was easily the best right back in the league, like hands down the best right. And then we switched managers and we switched systems, and it was like, where does he play? Um, and now that we're back to playing with a four at the back and we're playing with a stand, I don't know why he's not just starting. Like you can almost start him on the left when if Shaw needs a rest or something because he has played on the left. He does play on the left. He
mhm.
brought on as a sub played on the left. Like he can play multiple sides of the pitch. So yeah, Simon Hooper. I don't want to get too started on Simon Hooper. He was doing my head in, especially the first half. Like we weren't getting any calls our way at all. So many fouls. It was really getting on my nerves. Not for the first time with Simon Hooper. Cobby Cobby had a quiet night overall from like a numbers perspective, but the more I watched it back this morning, and I watched Cobby a little. I watched because you and I were at the pub, so we were just kind of half watching it for most of the part. But then when I watched it back, I was reminded of just again how good he is on the ball.
Yeah.
Well, his big thing yesterday, obviously aside from putting that ball in and getting involved in some late opportunities, was his press resistance. Getting him on the ball, they were pressing him, they were pushing him, they were shoving him, and his ability to hold on to that ball amidst that pressure. His press
Mhm.
resistance is on another level. Again, he could have had an assist. That ball into Casemiro was perfect. It just is what it is. It's just another match. It was just a match where again, neither he or Bruno or Casemiro were really able to do much until late on when they were happy to let us have the ball and we were getting numbers in and we kind of switched things up a little bit. Um, Box says midfield three generally solid. Your thoughts on Cobby?
Yeah, another solid performance for me. You're right. He's press resistant. I do think. I just going back to my point earlier. I think if we could have shifted him a little bit, Bruno pings the ball to him because Bruno and whoever we had going forward, Cunha did that because Cunha dropped back a little bit too.
Hmm.
When we would get pressed, we would turn the ball over to. I think Kabi could have handled that a little bit better, just with how he's been with the ball,
Yeah.
and maybe get something going. So, but yeah, no, I thought it's a solid performance. Like you said, it wasn't anything spectacular, but he's just reestablishing himself in this team, and that's really good to see. I was getting worried. I'll be honest. I was like, I don't know, man, if this is going to cause this many problems, maybe he does need to go. I'll be first. I was wrong. I was wrong. It
Yeah.
was.
No.
We can see that he was not the problem. So
No, I never. I don't think anyone ever questioned his ability. For me, it was just a matter of are you focusing more on England minutes rather than kind of
yeah,
forcing your way into the first team, and that was my only ever issue. And like I said, if that was the case, then I was not happy with him. I never questioned Cobby's ability. I never knew that he could do some of the things he's doing now.
hmm
Physicality, the passing range he's shown. Like I don't know what happened in the summer, but
yeah. But
um,
that's everything we hoped he would do. We said when we did our pre-show for the season, we
yeah,
hoped that he'd have done that, and he's done it. And we're
yeah,
seeing him doing
yeah.
everything he's needed to do. So kudos to
Time to
Coach
yeah.
Cubby.
It's time to build around him. Get someone next to him to
Yep,
do a lot of the legwork, like an Anderson, like a Wharton, like one of these guys, and let Covey shine. I think that he
yep,
can do that.
yeah,
Give him that new contract.
hundred
Um,
percent.
Bruno again, quiet, having to drop deep a lot to get involved. He did create the most chances again. Again, it seems like every single match he's creating the most chances in the match, just racking up those numbers and beating everybody in the league. He's literally got like 40 more than the next person in the league
hmm
right now. It's insane. No goals, no assists on the night though. I don't remember hearing his name a whole lot.
No,
What do you remember from Bruno last night?
it was interesting. He was popping up all over the place. I remember that because we kept trying to figure out what he was doing, and he would be like, "He's on the right, now he's on the left, now he's back in the
Yeah,
middle." He's just a little bit all over, and I think he was trying to be dynamic to get something going, but sometimes it crowded the space, and so yeah, he like you said, most chances created. He was putting forth an effort. It just didn't work
yeah.
last night. So
Yeah, I think that like Box was saying, like the times we were getting the ball into the box and stuff is we brought on Xerxes later on. We made an attacking sub, brought off a defender. We brought on Sesko. We gave ourselves a focal point. We gave ourselves something to aim at, and we just weren't getting the space. And again, I'm very frustrated it took that long to make those
Yeah.
changes. Because again, with how slowly we were moving the ball forward, it was also a quiet night for a lot of our attackers as well. You could tell that they were starting to get desperate too, because like you just said with Bruno, like there were times when you like, especially in early on in the first half, like I couldn't tell what like where Cunha, where Mbuma, where Ahmad were playing because it seemed like every time they popped up on the screen, like Cunha was on the right wing, and then the next time he's on the left wing, and Mbuma was up
Yep.
top, and like Ahmad's and like I'm like, what is happening right now? Um, like Cunha did not do anything of note. If you look him up on
No.
FootMob, like he was our lowest rated player on the night. No shots like from Cunha, not many touches. He had more tackles than shots. He had zero shots. Like he had like
Yeah.
two tackles. Like just again struggling to get involved because we were not moving the ball up the pitch. What do you remember from Cunha aside from just trying to cover every blade of grass? Apparently,
Yeah, I mean, I remember him dropping deep a few times to get the ball. I remember him tracking back to make tackles. But
no.
yeah, offensively, he really didn't have much of an impact because, like we said, there was no space for him to operate. Just like there was no space for Mbuma to operate.
Yeah, or this guy or Ahmad.
Yeah, Ahmad had nothing either.
Again, some not great decision making from him on the night. Thought there were a couple opportunities, especially that late chance when he
Yep,
should have just
right
shot.
before. Yep.
Um, I was very very annoyed with him. I don't know why he didn't just take that shot, but like on the ball he was good. Playing a lot of long balls, completing a lot of long balls. His dribbles are good. But again, like Cunha, like it was another night where he really had to fight to try to get involved because we just weren't able to kind of bridge that gap there. And to his credit, he did press a lot. He's very good at that. Very good at if there's a loose touch, if there's a ball like the opposition player is maybe facing their own goal, they're on the ball. Ahmad's on them and trying to win that ball, and he's won it a couple times in the last several years. 6 out of 8 ground duels, 2 tackles for Ahmad. Just not able to get as involved in the final third as much.
Yeah.
Playing sweeper ball, man. Um, it was annoying. What are your thoughts on little man here?
Yeah, he just same thing with Cunha. He just didn't have a lot of space to work with. He had some dribbles,
Yeah,
but the decision making wasn't there today.
yeah,
He made some decisions like the I get the Dallo one, but at the same time I'm like he was wide open on making that run. Almost feels like you got to give him the chance. And then
yeah,
that last chance when we both sat there and we're like, why didn't he shoot?
yeah.
And we're like
Oh,
that was our chance right there. So
that was super annoying. He had some
yeah,
options there. Honestly, he could have cut in on and taken onto his left.
yeah,
I mean, if you watch that clip, I think Wambasaka's already kind of anticipating him cutting in because he knows that he's going to
yeah.
have to cut in. So he could have maybe just dropped his shoulder to the left and then real quick take a touch to the right. And then
Mhm.
he's got a little bit more options because Wambasaka's already off balance in that moment. He could have done a lot more with that situation. I feel like that was a chance to win it. And it just kind of fluffed it. It's going to happen. They're not going to make the perfect decision every single time. I
Yeah.
just I felt like it was a couple of those from him last night.
Mhm.
Um, the beard felt like kind of a wasted role. It didn't take long for me
Yep.
to kind of feel like his speed was basically just going to be useless against a perfect storm of West Ham's defensive shape and then like our snail's pace ball progression. It just felt like
Yeah.
he was never gonna get in the ball.
Yeah.
He did get more involved late on though, moved over to the right hand side. He and Ahmad started to create a little bit of some overloads, kind of stretching
Mhm.
that back line a little bit, which is what allowed Shesko to and Xerxes and stuff to have that kind of space. Again, it is frustrating though, it's bittersweet because it's again when I think about that, I can praise it on one breath, but then the next breath, I'm like, why didn't we make those changes sooner?
Mhm.
Brilliant ball in for Shesko, though. It's fair play to him. Thoughts on them, Bumo?
Yeah, he just kind of got lost. Like you said, he's there really to bring the pace for link up play. He's got the most goals for the team individually, but yeah, just one of those matches where we knew that West Ham were going to sit deep, and that's not speed's not necessarily going to unlock that. It can
Yeah.
help, but it's not going to be the only thing. And yeah, one of those nights where he was kind of quiet night didn't really have that as big of an impact as he has in past matches.
Yeah, it's again his speed is not him playing as a nine is not always going to be the best option when you're playing against teams like this who you're not going to get that space against your
Yep.
Arsenals, against your Cities, against your Liverpools. Yeah, he'll have that space if we
Hmm.
move the ball quickly. If we were going to walk it out, if Leach is going to take 18 touches, if we're not going to if we're going to let the opposition get back into shape, then you've lost your opportunity, and then he's going to have to
Yeah.
go play wide. But as a nine, it really only works against certain opposition because he is quicker than Shesko. He can be a little bit more mobile in terms of getting into different channels and whatnot. Special shout out though while we're talking about Shesko, and don't usually talk about the subs, but when the subs come on and score worldies like that,
Mhm.
just perfect, man. Again, should have been brought on at halftime. Not
Yep.
just because he scored. I'm not one of those people who's like, see, he scored. We should have started him. I think he should have been brought on at halftime because of the way that the game was going. We needed,
Yeah.
like I said, we needed him to win those long balls from Lamens, and we needed a presence in the box because he can out jump everybody on the pitch. He has.
Mhm.
He's not only is he tall, he can jump. Dude's got ups. What do you say?
No, I agree. Like that. We both said we should make a change at halftime. We both wanted
Yeah,
Shesko to come on. We were trying to figure out who they take off.
yeah. You
That
almost
was
could
going to be
just
the big thing.
roll the dice and take it. I mean, one
Yeah.
of Ahmad and Bumo Cunha,
Yeah.
probably Ahmad at that point, maybe just take
Yeah.
him off. But yeah, we needed Shesko on.
Yeah.
I think the way like he had gotten going so many good positions in the 20 minutes he was on. It's I don't like to play the what if game. Well, what if we brought him on at halftime? Like we can maybe extrapolate and say he would have gotten a couple more chances and maybe he puts a couple more away. But again, we'll never know. But you just go by what you see. Um,
Well, and for me, like just thinking as we saw it later, the game opened up. So this is
yeah,
obviously hindsight's 2020. But even
yeah.
Xerxes being in there too, a little more this taller guy.
Mm.
He's good with his feet. He can link play. That's why I probably either would have brought off if Chesko was gonna go on, I would have kept Cunha on for some of the link up play and taken Amada and Bumo off.
Yeah,
But I'm biased because I like that sort of play. So I can see why you keep Mbumo on for the speed. I can see why you bring a mod on for the link up play. So or for a different form of link up play on the right. It just depends.
yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll talk about Carrick in a second here because I've got some thoughts that I want to dive into. You guys know I have my three thoughts. Dylan's more than welcome to share a thought as well. I meant to ask you earlier if you had any big thoughts, but I've got three thoughts as well. You guys make sure you are liking, make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well. Danny says Shesko goal was unbelievable.
oh
Ibrahim,
yeah,
yeah, it was
that
such a good
was.
goal.
I didn't even
Yeah.
think it went in.
It's just
Yeah,
all you do is redirection. Like
yeah,
I tell people like I play striker a lot when I play. I like getting on the end of things. I'm bigger than most people. I'm taller. I can get on the ball. But again, sometimes it's just about the little things. Just little. It doesn't
hmm,
take much pressure, much force to put a ball in the back of the net, especially if it's delivered with pace. And if you can kind of read the flight a little bit, all you need to do is redirect it. It doesn't take much. Headers, super easy to put a header on target, especially if it's whipped in with pace. You're just boom, and it's just going in. You don't have to really get a whole lot behind it. So um, let's go into my three thoughts here, you guys. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna skip over Carrick real quick. Oops, I gotta skip over a lot. Let me get rid of these real quick so I can go find the screen. That's gonna be a lot easier for everybody if I do that. Uh, any final thoughts on the individual performances before I move on here?
no, really individually, we were all kind of average, solid. Like
Yeah,
it was just one of those performances where nobody stood out. Didn't make a lot of mistakes, but just nothing really. Like a couple of mistakes here and there, one leading to a major one leading to a goal. But
yeah,
yeah, it was just one of those pedestrian sort of performances that we got used to seeing under Amorim and a little bit
yeah.
under Ten Hag at the end. And it's like I was like, I don't like this. I don't like how we're playing right now. So I really hope
Freaking annoying.
segueing into what we're going to talk about next. I really don't like.
Yeah, so I've got three thoughts. Dylan can see because he's a cheater. He's a screen peeker, as we used to call him when we played Halo on the same screen. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
First thought on the night: old habits die hard. So in his post-match interview, Michael Carrick praised West Ham's compact defending. He also said he couldn't be too harsh on United players either. That's okay, Michael. I'll be harsh for you because it was complete shit. Again, we've already kind of gone through it a little bit, but Dallow's defending was god awful. Again, slow build up, very hesitant, very cautious in front of goal. no one really making runs. Everyone kind of standing with their back to goal, not really doing anything. It was too many touches. It was
Yeah.
poor passes. Dallo had an overhit ball. Ahmad not playing in Dallo again. Mbumo later on not finding Ahmad in the box too. Again, it's just the same kind of stuff we used to see under Ten Hag, under Amorim as well. Like again, here's that Ahmad chance that we were talking about earlier. You can see Wan-Bissaka already got all of his weight kind of on his right foot, which means he's anticipating Ahmad cutting into his left.
Yep.
Ahmad's leaning. He's got that plant foot down. He's going to cut into his back to his right so he can kind of cut off that shot. He tried to play the ball to Sesko, which if Sesko had run inward a little bit more,
Yeah.
or if Ahmad's ball would have been better, Ahmad put that ball way behind him. But if he
Yeah.
would have just kind of cushioned that ball a little bit, and if Sheshko was on a full-on sprint moving more centrally, like towards Wan-Bissaka, that
Yep.
would have been the better option. But I would have preferred Ahmad to make a little cut to his left, which
Yep.
is going to send Wan-Bissaka the wrong way, or it's going to draw a foul from Mateus Fernandes, who's because you got to cut in
Hmm.
front of him, which is what every attacker should be doing when they get in the box like that,
Yep.
cut in front of the defender. But fake a little drop of the shoulder to the left, and then boom, touch to the right. And now you've got more options. You can shoot it. Shesko can make a back post run, and you can
Hmm.
maybe chip that ball to the back post or just flash it across the face of goal. There are a couple different options, and he chooses the wrong one. And the technique, the ball, it's just not great.
Yeah.
It's just I thought we played afraid. I thought we played like we just forgotten how to do everything that
Yeah.
we've been doing in recent weeks. Um, and even like under pressure, we had lots of times we were under pressure in this game. But like, where were the triangles to find the space and get out of trouble that we've seen in recent weeks? Like again, simple things. Shaw and Leach not communicating, not dealing with the long ball. 3 shots on target from us, from them. 2 shots, no, 3 shots on target, 2 big chances, 1 goal. So again, another match where we don't give away a ton of chances, but we concede the ones we do. It's so
Yeah.
annoying. Basic defensive error. And it was basic football from West Ham, but it absolutely killed us again. What are your thoughts on some of these old habits?
I don't really know how you break them because we've got new players in there, and you can see some change in how
Mm,
things are going. But it's like the mentality is just stuck
yeah.
on when this is going wrong. This is what we do, and then they have that momentary lapses like they had with Shaw and Leacha, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. We have Bruno out there, but I don't know if they're just like if they're not listening the same way as you might other
Mm,
captains, leaders, whatever. I don't know if they're just not if they're not responding the same way. It's odd,
yeah.
but yeah, this is again one of those things. We have chances. We stay compact, but we let those one big chance go in, and then we have to play catch up the entire rest of the match.
I feel
So
like it was so. Sometimes I wonder if we're so hesitant to take shots, if we're so hesitant to play some of the passes against teams like West Ham, who we know are waiting to pounce. Because West Ham had, I mean, we're going to get to it in a second. They had a lot of interceptions. I wonder sometimes if we're too afraid to misplace the pass, if we're too afraid to lose the ball and
mhm.
kind of leave ourselves open to a transition that we don't do it, that we wait and wait and wait until like it's as close to 100% of a certainty that we can find. Which, again, old habits die hard. This is the way we've played under multiple managers. And it's just where was that confidence that we saw? Maybe we just got our bell rung a little bit early on, and we were like, "Oh shit," and everybody just kind of freaked out. I don't know. It was really really annoying, but
Yeah.
it's going to be a test for Carrick to figure out. And it's going to be a test of character for the players as well. They can't keep
Mhm.
shrinking within themselves when they come up against a physical side. It's just
Yep.
they can't, and they have to find solutions on the pitch. Carrick can't come out there and do it for it. His what managers do is very limited in the middle of a match, but I do feel like Carrick didn't help himself. Um, on that though, we're talking about this. I mean, second thought: low block is our kryptonite right now. We spoke about it a couple minutes ago. It might be time for the Mbumo as a 9 experiment in every single match. It might be time for that to kind of take a step
Yeah.
back and choose the matches carefully when we do that because, like we said, it was clear from the first couple minutes that Mbumo was never going to get any space.
Yeah.
And having him, Cunha, Ahmad all fighting for the same positions on the space in the spaces is just redundant. Like you're just canceling each other out at that point when they're standing within 5 yards of each other all the time,
Yeah.
especially when we're already looking hesitant. It's taking a little too long. We tried to coax West Ham out of their shape by, again, agonizingly playing back passes, trying to get them, hey, come out of your shape, come and get the ball. They weren't going to do that. They were not going to abandon that block. They're way too well drilled for that under Nuno already. He's well known for that. He did the same thing at Forest. There was just no way. So we allowed them to get back to their shape. We had 8 shots from inside the box, and just the 1 goal. We had an XG of just 0.57. So, like, it's just not good enough again. Another night, two where we struggled when we had most of the ball. 65% possession, 71% in the second half alone, and it's just we couldn't do anything with it because it just wasn't good enough. Like I said earlier, West Ham picking that ball up, making a lot of 16 interceptions for them in the night, almost twice the interceptions as we had. Dylan, I'm going to get your thoughts on overall, but I have a question before I want your thoughts on the low block situation. Are you worried that this sort of showed other teams exactly how to frustrate us, exactly how
100%.
to beat us, how to have control? Because they had control. They had control without necessarily having possession. That's a skill. That's an art.
Yeah.
If you can have control of a match without having possession, that's worth its weight in gold. Are you worried about that moving forward?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And we're going to be coming up against good mid-table sides. Okay, this is not something like we're going to play. Yeah. Now that we have Carrick, it's not like we're just playing Wolves that have sold everybody.
Yeah. We've got Everton next, and they're going to do the exact same thing.
And they already beat us with 10 men.
Yeah, because they did this exact same thing, and we play the exact same way.
Exactly. And so, yeah, I hope, and we'll talk about it more later, but I hope there's some lessons learned from this one, because I thought I thought the Fulham game would be the one where this would come up more, but Fulham played more expansive than I thought they would. But yeah, this is exactly what we were afraid of, and this is, or wondered if we could handle, and for most of that time, they didn't know what to do, and it was the same issues cropping up yet again that we've had since Ole was in charge, since Ten Hag was in charge, amorim. It's the same issues over and over and over again. And we got to figure it out. Like they did at the end when I'll give credit to Carrick when he made the switch to the back three, because he's he's tactically flexible there.
Yeah, but he'll be kicking himself again that he just waited as long as he did to do it. We'll talk about Carrick in a second here. Welcome to the channel, Haji. Good to see a new face. Big up. Appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe if you guys are new. Appreciate that. We're on the road to 3K. We are so close, by the way. We are like, what, 14, 15 away from 3K. I wish I could give away more memberships. I can't. YouTube only lets me give away 10 a month. And we did that the other day when you legends all got us to like 50 likes in one stream. That was awesome. But yes, we are on the road to 3K, guys. Make sure you keep hitting that like button and subscribing. It does help the channel get out there to more people. Box says, why can't we play the likes of Barca, City, Majidi? I wish. I mean, those are the kind of teams that are going to do us well right now. We have to do a little better with these teams, though, so that low block is because, again, it's not just a Carrick thing in that case. Yes, Carrick could have done a little bit more, a little quicker, but we've seen these teams, this side, struggle against Everton earlier on as well. Just we don't have a solution for it right now.
Yeah. Do you think that if Carrick would have started Sesko, I'm not saying that he would have, but if he would have started Sesko, would that have caused frustration in the locker room? Because then Mbumo's not coming out or Ahmad's not coming out right away. They're not starting.
I mean, I'm sure, whoever has to sit on the bench is going to be frustrated, but I'm sure Sesko has also been frustrated with coming off the bench. It's a squad game. And again, this is exactly the situation, maybe with again, I don't blame Carrick too much for not starting Sesko. I think a lot of us were just said, just continue with the same 11 again. But when it was clear in the first half, like early, we just weren't going to have the space, need to make the space. So somebody's going to have to get benched. It's just what it is. Every player offers something different. And we needed Sesko's height. We needed his just natural 9 movement and presence in the box. And I don't necessarily think, if anyone would have had to come out, I think it would have been either Cunha or Ahmad, because I do think Mbumo is just better. But again, when we got the more attackers, when we stretched them a little bit and created that space, we could have done that earlier. And so, yeah, people are going to get frustrated. I'd be worried if they weren't frustrated at being benched personally. Like, you should be frustrated. You should get mad about that, and you should try to prove, Carrick wrong if you got benched, which is what Sesko has been doing personally. I mean, how many goals has this guy gotten in the last several matches? As a sub, right? I mean, the dude is scoring almost for fun these days, dude. But um, I just think that it's just one of those things. It's hard to go back and play the what if game. I mean, Sesko, he's got 5 goals in his last 6. Only Igor Thiago has scored more in the league since the new year. He's won us 4 points with his late goals alone recently. Like, get fucked, Tim Sherwood. Seriously, absolutely get fucked.
Can't stand that
Um,
guy.
he's doing well. Buck says there seems to be togetherness. I think the players won't be too angry with rotation. That's expected. Yeah. And look at guys like
Yeah,
Euro, look at guys like Xerxes. They are celebrating the goals or celebrating the wins. They don't look upset or anything like that. Because it is what it is. They're professionals.
and
Now, if it gets to be too much where maybe some of them are not playing enough and they think they're ready, some of them might get frustrated enough to maybe push for a move. But cross that bridge when we get to it. I think at the end of the day, everybody wants the team to win. So,
yeah,
what do
it
you think?
does seem. I was just going to say that maybe I'm just too jaded and like gun shy from when we had all the personalities there that were causing all the problems. But yeah, I agree, Box. It does seem like there's more togetherness here than we've had
Yeah.
in a while for a team. So
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that there's a definitely we're definitely united not to make it
mhm.
too on the nose. Number 3, feel free to, Dylan, if you have anything that sticks out to you while I go through mine. But I usually just have my 3 thoughts. But number 3, what do we think Carrick learned um, from this one? Yeah, obviously, I spoke about it ahead of some of these recent matches, particularly Fulham, that breaking down a low block was something that Carrick struggled with even when he was at Middlesbrough. He did struggle with that. Again, as we've been talking about, last night was more of the same. I hope what he'll learn is that when things aren't going right, and not just because we're they're pushing off the ball, but when it's clear that the personnel you have on the pitch maybe not best suited to the way the game is going. I hope that he'll learn you don't wait till the 70th minute to make a change. You need to
Mhm.
do that earlier. We've talked about it many times. Shesko needed to come on earlier. To his credit, like we talked about, Carrick did end up taking off some defenders, brought on more attackers, put a lot of firepower in and around their box, a lot more movement, and it did help. We did manage to get a couple chances. Obviously, we got the goal, but it was too late. Doing that just 20 minutes earlier, look at all the chances we got just in the 20 minutes when we did that. Again, you're just going to get frustrated when you try to play that what if game. But um, I think, too, that we forget sometimes Carrick is still a young manager. I mean, even Liam Rowe Sr. has like 20 more games managed than he does at a first team level. He spent all of his first team experience at Middlesbrough so far. But the question remains, were these, again, I'm not trying to catastrophize or anything. I'm just putting the questions out there for everybody, to Dylan, to the chat. Were the first 4 games a new manager bounce, or is this just one of those situations where it's a blip in the momentum? It's a speed bump. Is it just a simple case of there are going to be tough games and we're going to drop points sometimes? It's going to happen. Like, we can't rely on stoppage time winners every week. We can't rely on that. But now Carrick's got a lot of time between the next match to
Yeah.
fix it. I read that we're not doing any friendlies, so it's just going to be on the training pitch. But what do you hope, or what do you think Carrick will have learned? Are you concerned about this as a new manager bounce kind of winding down? Do you think it's just a blip, another just one of those games because you're not going to win every game? What are your thoughts?
It seemed more like it was one of those games that we're just going to have. Like, you're not going to win every match. Um, at least to me, it was frustrating. I don't really see this being as much of a new manager bouts as more of a, hey, this is a relief that like some of the tension from Amorim's reign is gone.
Yeah,
Because there was a lot of tension there, and I think that part of the bounce came from part of what they had was they were all kind of happy to have that. Not that they hated Amorim or anything like that, but just have that everything that was associated with it go away. And I think that helped. Like, they played better, they looked freer. Now they've got a setback, at least in terms of we didn't win. Okay, and we,
yeah,
we had a challenge that we broke down, but we didn't break. We didn't win the match. So I think Carrick, I really hope he looks just like you were saying and say, I can make changes earlier. Personnel can switch. and everybody raves about how well he communicates with the players. That's one of
Yeah.
those things. Like if you make a switch at halftime, say you're not doing anything wrong. It's just we need a different look today. Like
Yeah, it's just
players understand that.
yeah, it's gonna happen sometimes. I mean, they're on the ascendancy right now. West Ham, they've definitely got momentum in their favor. So I mean, it was gonna happen. I mean, again, we're talking about it like it's a loss. I don't even necessarily look at it as like it was points dropped, right? But I feel like it
Mhm.
was points dropped for West Ham, if I'm being completely honest, because I really don't think we deserved it. I thought we saved a point yesterday. I didn't think we deserved much
Mhm.
more than that
I agree with
personally.
that.
You can maybe argue that it was just the difference of an inch or two that kept us from potentially getting all 3 points, like Xerxes' header, just a couple inches wide, Casemiro's kneecap as well. You can argue that as well. But it's frustrating. And we didn't lose, obviously. It's just again, I can accept a loss if we play well. I can't even accept a draw if we play like we did last night. I'm just not happy with the performance. I don't think the ref had a good performance last night either, but I'm not blaming the ref. That's pretty tin pot of people to do that. But it definitely felt like a loss, especially with Chelsea dropping points. I felt like there was an opportunity there to go and get maximum points out of there. Do
Yep.
you feel like that was points lost or points saved for us?
I mean, I would before the match yesterday. I was just like points lost. Now I looked at it point saved because just the
Yeah.
way the match ended. Yeah, we saved a point. We kept us in fourth. Looks like they're starting to get a little bit of separation between the middle pack and the top six. So we just got to stay up in that group. So
Yeah, I mean, we're still fourth. I mean, I just, again, we just let West Ham play their game. We didn't really go there with the dominance and the quality that we have. We didn't show any of that. So again, I'm not going to
yeah,
catastrophize. I'm not going to say the season's over. Carrick's whatever. It is what it is. I'm still not making any statements on giving him the job or not. Because if we can't say that a manager deserves to be sacked after 4 games, I don't know if we can say a manager deserves to get the job after 4 games or 5 games. Personally, not everyone's going to feel that way, but yeah. So we are still fourth. I mean, we're now 5 points behind Villa because they did win today. Chelsea are still 1 point behind.
yeah.
Liverpool won today, so they are 3 points behind. Even if we lost again, Chelsea won, we would go down to fifth. Liverpool probably won't catch us unless they score, like 4 goals, and we don't score anything. But um, it's 13 out of 15 points for Carrick so far. Not bad, right? When you look at it
No,
that
that's
way.
good.
And we're still unbeaten in the league technically since before Christmas. We haven't lost in the
Mhm.
league since. It's been a lot of draws, but we haven't lost in
Yeah,
months. So we'll see if this was regression to the mean. We'll see if this is new manager bounce or if it was just a
yeah.
speed bump on the road to 21. But let me get caught up in the chat, guys. Make sure you make sure you subscribe to the channel. Get your thoughts in on the chat. Everybody got this poll at right now? Still 75% of you would give Maguire a new contract. I'm going to close the poll there. So far, you guys say keep him. We'll worry about center backs next summer. Box says we play better cohesively in general with game plan, tactics, logic, not just a bounce. Yeah. And again, that's not me saying it. It's me just, I put the questions out there. You guys know I stir the pot, let you guys deal with it. Um, Box said third to sixth mini table, it will become, in my opinion, all up for grabs. Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah,
It went from nobody wanting fourth to now everybody wanting fourth.
yeah.
It seems like everybody
Well,
decided to remember how to play.
and we've talked about like Villa are going to drop back.
Yeah,
They're going to
probably.
be if they finish third, it's a distant third to City and Arsenal. So
I still don't think
we'll
Arsenal
see.
are safe, by the way.
No.
So
Well,
they
they got to
play
play
they play
Brentford tomorrow.
Brentford tomorrow because City just picked up 3 goals on the goal differential. So City are closing the gap goal differential. They're only 3 points off at the moment.
Mm.
If Arsenal lose, who do Villa have next? Hold on, let me check. So they have an FA Cup match this weekend. They get Leeds, then they get Wolves, and they get Chelsea. Then we play them in about a month. So
Hmm.
that could be a 6 pointer for sure. By that point, that could
Yeah.
be big
Oh yeah.
helpful. Chelsea, who did Chelsea have next? They've got Hull this weekend. They get Burnley. Then they've got Arsenal and Villa, Newcastle. Then they've got
Well,
City coming up, and then we play them as well. Go ahead.
and I was going to say Burnley won today. They came back, so they're
It's
giving a good
true.
shout. So
Man,
who knows what they're
Palace,
going to do?
man.
Free
Palace are
fall.
they're just kind of unraveling a little bit, man. I
Yeah.
don't get it.
Oh.
It's funny. Like Glasner pulled a Jurgen Klopp. Remember Jurgen Klopp almost 2 years
Hmm.
ago, decided to announce his retirement mid-season, and then it all went just tits up, man. They dropped down. What did they drop down to? Like what, fifth or something,
Yeah.
or third? I don't remember what they did. They didn't do well. Let's just say that. But and Dylan, do you have any final thoughts on yesterday's match? Just what you like, what you didn't like, anything we didn't talk about that you feel like? Do you feel like there's anything else we could have done differently in that match in terms of personnel? Would you have brought on Mazraoui a little bit? Like,
I would have. I
yeah,
would have. I'm just shocked he's not getting more time because I've
yeah,
every time every time I see Dallo out there, I'm like, okay, he's doing all right, but I want more. I want more assuredness on that right back. Oh, that'd be great if
yeah.
Burnley with a great escape.
What's I meant to check the relegation zone real quick. Hold on a second. Let me check and see because I feel like this could get a bit dicey. Obviously, Wolves aren't going anywhere, but like you look at Spurs losing now again. Thomas Frank got sacked.
Yep.
Somebody put that in the WhatsApp group again. Starting 11 and Legends members, you do get access to the WhatsApp group because just because the stream ends doesn't mean the conversation has to. So check that out. But yeah, so now Spurs on 29 points.
Hmm.
Forest on 27 points. West Ham now are 24 points. West Ham are now 3 points from maybe overtaking Forest. I kind of want both West Ham and Forest to stay relegated because I would have a couple players from both sides that I want to poach, and I think we'll get them
Hmm.
cheaper if they go down. But Spurs, if Spurs okay, let's everybody put in the chat. Get your thoughts in. Hold on. I'm gonna. I hope there's enough people still watching because I'm gonna put this as a poll. Hold up. Oops. I'm sorry if I hit the microphone. You guys heard that. Will Spurs get relegated?
Ah,
Um, do we think Spurs could, honest to God, get relegated, man? Fox says Spurs
no,
17th
as
last
much as
season,
I want them
16th this
to.
season. Guys, get involved in the poll. Will they get? Not could they? Because mathematically, yes. Could they? Will they? Do you think they will? Or do they want? I'm not with all the injuries they have. Because what are they going to do now? What are they? How they? Do you think that they're going to bring in De Zerbi mid-season? Do you think De Zerbi is going to want to come in mid-season and take over on a side that's really close to relegation when he's not going to get any time to do anything? He could get relegated in 4 months. Why would he want to do that? Why would he take that risk? What would be
I,
the options there?
I don't know. I mean, wait, options for manager?
Yeah, I mean, what options do they have? Hold up, we got to give Justin a shout out.
Oh yeah!
Hey, hey.
Pick up Jay. How you doing, bud?
Oh yeah, Justin. We all want to see them go down. It'd be friggin' hilarious.
Problem they don't have any players that I would take, so they can go ahead and
Yeah,
get relegated and do whatever they want to do.
but
They would as many players as they're already probably going to lose. They would lose so many if they got relegated.
yeah,
That's that's
but
hilarious.
I can see Big Sam coming in.
Big Sam.
Just shore up the defense and just say, just get us there. So
Yeah, I mean that's about the only thing they. What are they going to do? Ryan Mason for the end of the season again? They've already done that one.
oof, yeah, they tried that. That
Wasn't he
didn't work out
managing
well.
someplace else already? I can't remember now.
Yeah, yeah. He's hold on.
I
Let me
thought
look
I
it up.
thought I saw him on the touchline with Thomas Frank recently. I can't remember now. What do we see? Spox actually thinks they're going to climb up to 12th or 13th. Interesting. Box has got an interesting shout here. Hold up. Dun
Ooh,
dun dun dun.
Ryan West Brom sacked him. Ryan Mason.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Um, Justice has bricked up for weeks, then get relegated would be the sweet revenge we needed for the Europa final. Yeah, don't tell me about it. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Oh,
Amorim loses to Spurs and then turns around and gets relegated with him if he comes in and takes over. What are you guys saying in the poll? So far, only 4 of you voted. We got 58 of you watching, only 4 of you vote. And make sure, I better see 58 likes on there too. So far, it's split evenly, 50-50. Half you say yes, half you say no, they get relegated. I think both Forest and Spurs could get relegated, honestly.
oh, they could.
I
Yeah.
think it's less likely that both do because I just don't see Burnley climbing all the way out. But West Ham, don't sleep on West Ham. If anyone's going to make a great escape, it's going to be West Ham, and I would love
Yeah.
it to be Forest that drops down because I just want to go poach Elliot
100%.
Anderson like in a heartbeat.
100%.
Because
Well, hey,
go ahead.
I was going to say, Palace are dropping too.
Yeah, I mean Wharton could be cheap as well. I'd
Yeah,
still probably lean more towards Anderson than Wharton,
hundred
but
percent.
I'm not going to say no to Wharton. But they're both very, very good.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I thought I'd throw that in there while we were talking about it, just to see what you guys think. But I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for us tonight, man. It's a short one. We were going to save the 200 million rebuild for next week because we need to fill the week, right? We don't have any football to talk about, so there is going to be a lot of academy football going on next week as well. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. And Mox says Brighton on a losing streak
Oh
too since
yeah,
they beat us. Yeah, I
they're
mean
down that way too.
that was a highlight of their season so far, Brighton. Where are they at right now? Hold up, 31 points.
And
Yeah, so now it
yeah,
became
they're right
what
at the
used to
edge
be
there.
the third through like 12th gap is now like the 18th through like 13th gap, where just literally one or two
Mhm.
results is going to change. So like mid table isn't really doing a whole lot. The top five or top five and six are kind of really close, and then like the bottom six are very close. This interesting little table we got going on here this year. Um,
Mhm.
Dylan, final thoughts on everything, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe.
Learning experience match yesterday. Hopefully, we take
Yeah,
this time off we have. We make some adjustments. Everton are going to be tough. They're going to. We look at their defense. They have Tarkovsky. They have other defenders there. Pickford's going to be tough to get by.
and Jai is
Their
the guy that
midfield
always worries
Garner's,
me. Yeah.
and Jai's going to be tough. Garner just re-signed. He's going to be looking to make a statement. Like, there's a lot
Yeah.
of things that Everton can do well, um, and there's a lot of things they don't do well. Like, we could hit them on a bad day. We've done it before. So
Well,
let's
they're gonna
let's
play
let's learn some
basically the
lessons.
way West Ham just played,
Yeah.
and that's why we talked about what will Carrick have learned because he's going to have to take this match, learn from it, and do something different next time out.
Yes.
Shesko's got to start, especially with guys like Tarkowski and whatnot in the box. You start Shesko now,
Yep.
and somebody's
Yep.
gonna have to sit down and come on and have a point to make as a sub. It's just that Sheshko's the 9. We've got two right
Yep.
wingers. We've got one left winger / 10 in Cunha. We don't have any left. Sheshko's the 9. The winger's going to have to rotate. I know Carrick likes mobility. He likes those counterattacks. But I think in certain situations, he's going to have to learn that he's going to have to play to the players he has as well.
Hmm.
Bucks has agreed.
And to the
Good 2 week
opponent in
break.
front of you.
Yeah, exactly. So um, that is going to do it from us, you guys. Please make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Check the memberships, please. It's the best way to get involved in the content. Or scouting reports. We'll have a scouting report for you guys next week to fill the gaps as well. Episode ideas for what ifs as well, always in there. And then, like I said, the starting 11 Legends members, you do have access to the WhatsApp group. There's a fresh link to that in the post section of the channel. And Legends members, you pay the extra bucks to support the channel. You get to join. Actually, you can join in the kickabout, like tonight's show. You could join in virtually, just like we're doing right now, and have your say on the matches and whatnot. So keep that in mind. I always try to give back. I always try to get you guys as involved as I can. It is your channel at the end of the day. Also, if you've been watching tonight and you're super jelly of the class of 92 shirts that Dylan and I are wearing, you can go get these in the UVE online shop. There is a link in the description. You did miss out on the sale, but nothing's too expensive. Like I don't think these were like $40, not even. I don't think
Mhm.
they're that bad, but they fit like a dream. I like
And
them.
they're
We wear
very
them all the
warm.
time. Yeah, Dylan, they're not warm enough to survive in Manchester without a coat, as Dylan found out when he wore his Fergie Time shirt. So we got him a coat, but they are very warm. You did rock your Fergie Time sweatshirt yesterday for the game too, so I'm very appreciative of that, Dylan.
I wear it once a week in the winter, so
Yeah,
just gotta
wears it to
gotta rep.
school, like it. So, but you guys, thank you for stopping by. Good to see some new faces. Good to see some old faces as well. You guys, enjoy the rest of your night. We will obviously, of course, we'll have lots of content for you guys. It does get a little interesting during the international breaks and during these big gaps, but we'll be back. Keep a lookout for scouting reports as well. That next episode of What If will be out as well. I'm working on it. I swear it's been so busy, and it is a big episode, so it is a lot more work going into this one. But and then obviously next week, 200 million pound rebuild. Dylan and I are going to play director of football. So until then, you guys enjoy your night. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for getting involved. We'll see you guys on the next one. Say goodbye, Dill.
Have a good one, everybody.